Sarah J. Maas was on Call Her Daddy podcast yesterday, and I can already tell you that this is gonna be my favorite YouTube video in 2026. Why is not exactly what you might think. I read most of Sarah J. Maas books, but I wouldn't say these books are my favorite books. I enjoy them, but they're not the ones that speak to my soul. I really like this one the most, but other than this, like, I respect these books, but they're not like my soul books. But what is inspiring to me the most as a writer myself and as an artist, this is the first chapter of my fantasy comic that just came out. I've been working on this comic for over 12 years. And I actually published the same story as a novel before I even started working on the comic. So I don't know if you're an artist also and you would agree, when you're an artist or creator, or you have this big story in your head, or you have this big idea of the worlds that you wanted to create, that sometimes might feel very lonely and isolating because around you, you don't have people with the same stories who are achieving the same goal. You might feel like whatever you're trying to do with your life is madness. And to me, Sarah J. Maas has a very similar story to my story. Obviously, I'm not like a very renowned author or whatever. I'm not famous. I'm not there yet. But what is similar to my situation is that I actually have similar background as her. I didn't grow up in New York, but I grew up in a pretty wealthy family. My family was part of Russian oil and gas. Yeah, I know. I lived a very comfortable life. I went to very prestigious school. I was exposed to a lot of wealth, like seeing wealth of people around me. At some point, I had a driver. I know. The good thing about this is that I had obviously access to resources that helped my education to become a better writer. I went to English school. That's why I speak English, and I eventually was able to move to Canada and become Canadian citizen. And my parents basically spared no expense on the supplies I needed to practice my drawing: pencils, paints, easels, you name it. I definitely recognized that I had this talent and was supporting it. However, as it comes to a career, the expectation in my family was that you go into energy, you go into oil and gas, because this is the only way you can create a life that has money in it. The fact that I wanted to be an artist, I wanted to create an unconventional career, that kind of stressed my parents out a lot. I was made to understand from the very beginning of my life that, obviously when I become an adult, I will get non-financial support. And also, if I become an artist, I will be broke forever, and this is unattainable dream. Or I can just comply, go to the energy, I will get the Nepo baby boost, and my life would be set up. Can you guess which of the option I chose when choosing the higher education avenue? I wanted to go to Stroganov School, which is the strongest school for painters in Russia. But my parents didn't want that because they thought it has absolutely no career prospects. So I got Bachelor of Science in Architecture. By the way, I got scholarship coming in because of my grades and my scores. And while I was studying in this school, I actually was working as a freelance illustrator using internet, and I was able to save money for college in Canada. And after the university, I moved to Toronto. I became Canadian citizen and I started working in movie industry, but I still have my dream of making my comic. I'm still working on this dream every day. And I still work in art industry that is very unstable, and I'm completely out of the realm of the stable life that my parents were able to offer me. Every step of the way, by my family, by everyone, I was told that I'm crazy. That's why for me, this interview was just a reminder that my dream is not mad.